Hey there, friends. Brian Garcia here with
Erin, Nicole, Bick, and we are
Be Adventure Partners. How's everybody doing? We have been all over the place.
Yeah, we have. We are in
Tegucigalpa,
Honduras. It's awesome here. We found a really cool place. Check out this. Stop waiting for things to happen. Go out and make them happen.
Yeah, it might be backwards for you.
Yeah.
It might be forward. Who knows?
We don't know.
But who cares? Stop waiting for things to happen.
Yeah. Stop waiting for things to happen. So today we're going to talk about prosperity, how you can find prosperity in every moment.
Yeah.
Do you want to give a little intro or start going, and then I'm going to share for us?
Yeah, I could totally do that. So, what are we talking about?
We're talking
prosperity.
about
Oh my gosh, how to be a prosperous digital nomad. And this goes with anything that you're doing in life, not just being a digital nomad. Digital nomad is just simply you have made a decision, you are going to make a difference in your life, your family.
You're not successful, that you're not prosperous. So we have to start to lead our own path. And I think that some of the paths, I'm going to bring this closer now. Some of the paths that Brian and I have been on may have been kind of wonky, may have been a little bit crazy. And something that we're finding is every time that we course correct ourselves, it leads us to a new amazing moment.
Yeah.
And that's from being mindful. That's from using our intuition and allowing ourselves to really feel out a moment rather than, just be like, I should just do this. You should never just should do something. It's all about how it feels. And if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. If it feels good, go for it. And I think that some of my most powerful decisions of my own were when something didn't feel good and I was like, you know what? I'm going to let it go and I'm going to go for something even better. And the cool thing as a nomad that we've discovered is, thank you. The cool thing that we've discovered as nomads is if something kind of feels sketchy or we don't really like the vibe of a place, then we get the heck out of there. And we end up meeting the most amazing characters, or we end up having dinner at a great place, or, we just end up having these awesome situations. Like, you should tell them about how we ended up here.
How we ended up here. Oh my gosh. So the house in Austin is up for sale, as everybody knows. This is the second buyer that we've had, and now we have a buyer who actually has made it through the contract, and tomorrow is closing day. It's funded, like everything's worked out just fine with the title company, with the mortgage lender, and all that good stuff. And so, but it was completely random that we had to come here to Tegus. Yesterday we had to rush and fly here because the realtor told me, yeah, you can get the closing documents notarized by anyone. It doesn't matter who. It just needs to be a notary. Now, the title company comes back and messages me directly on email and says, that's not true. You need to go to a U.S. embassy. They're the only notaries that we can accept. And so I've had other people who have closed abroad tell me that that's a load of BS. And so, but here's the thing. I don't care.
No.
And the reason why I don't care is because we're traveling, and regardless of where we go in life and where we travel to, we just kind of flow with the waves. If we're closing on a property and we have to go somewhere to close, guess what?
Go.
We're jumping on the plane and packing our little bags, our backpacks, and jumping on and going. It doesn't matter. And so, do I feel oh my gosh, they're making me go somewhere so that I can close. I got to go to a U.S. embassy. No, I don't care. I don't give a crap.
No.
The reason for that is because this is the life. This is the lifestyle we chose to be able to go, do, be, and have wherever we want. to be able to have prosperity in everything that we do. A lot of people define prosperity as, oh my gosh, you're prosperous because of how much coin you have in the bank, how many Benjamins are stacked up on the dining room table. Like when people walk in, they're like, oh my gosh, is this a freaking rap video? It might be. Or it might not be. It doesn't matter.
It might be monopoly
Prosperity
money.
also has to do with, it could be monopoly money, absolutely. But prosperity also has to do with how rich you're living your life. And rich doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, this is so lavish or anything. It doesn't have to be that. It's the experiences that you derive within everything that you do, with the people that you're with your family, with your loved ones, with your adventure partner, whoever it is that you're with. That is where prosperity lives. It's not how much you make. It's not the clothes that you wear. It's not the car that you drive. It is the experience and how fulfilled you are in your own life. And how fulfilled you are in helping other people get to wherever they want to go as well. Putting value out there. Showing people the benefits of whatever it is that you have for them, because it's not about you, it's about making a difference. So what sort of difference are you making? That's how your prosperity scale is going to go up.
Boom shakalaka.
Hearts, I love them. Thumbs up, laughs, shares, I love that.
To everybody who's jumping out.
What's
we got
up, Nadia?
Joseph.
Saw Val on there.
Hey Val, what's shaking?
Val Tom.
I saw Ganesh. That might have been on the computer. Hey man, what's up?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh hey
Ed, what's up, brother?
Boom. He said, it's not like you're closing a home sale every day. Right? Like, the cool thing about this whole house being sold thing and us having to come to Tegu's, like, we ended up, I want to give them a little, can I show them?
Yeah, if you want to
show them. We've got like this beautiful place
sweet.
With the most amazing view. Look at this. We got a cool kitchen. The guy who lives here, David, is a bit of a minimalist.
This place is sweet.
I'm just altering this slightly. There we
Go
go.
for it.
So he's a bit of a minimalist, which is really cool. It's super clean, gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie, we've been hand washing a lot of our things because the first time we paid to get our laundry done, all of our stuff came back just stinking. It was really disgusting. So we've been rolling with the punches and finding out that we can just hand wash our stuff, no problem. We had a clothesline, blah, blah, blah.
We had a bucket.
We had a bucket, a clothesline, and some detergent. No problem. So we've been washing our own things, and it's fine. But when we got here and we opened up our stinky jungle bags, we were like, oh, it's so gross. And we have a washer-dryer combo here, which is amazing. So when you roll with the punches, when you course correct, you find prosperity in everything. And, you know, we've been hanging out in the city. Today, we found kale. We haven't eaten kale for almost 2 months, which is like honestly my favorite. It's one of my favorite vegetables.
Yeah, it's been just like iceberg lettuce that we've been having,
which is not very nutritious, not great for your guts. Like kale, baby, kale is where it's at. So we're super pumped that we're back on the mainland and we found kale. And honestly, we got to the point where we're just like, you know what? We're ready to move on. And that's the thing is, you can find prosperity in every moment if you take a different look at it instead of being like, oh, I gotta go do this thing. And
be flexible.
Be flexible. Be flexible. You know, just go do different things. If an opportunity comes your way, just go with it. Just go with it.
Life's about experiences.
Yeah, it's all about experiences, and that's something that we're really finding. So another thing that we've been finding along the way comes down to it, about being prosperous, be a contributor.
Yeah.
When you contribute, something changes in you. Like, we were on Utila, and the common theme that we've been finding in all the beaches that we've ended up at is just there's a lot of trash. and it makes our heart sink. I think every time we show up, we're just like, wow,
Yeah.
this is like a postcard that had a landfill sweep up onto it. And you're just like, oh, this is such a bummer, like what we're doing to this planet. And I think in a lot of cases, we were talking about it, and locals will blame other places. Like, they'll be like, it comes from here, and they kind of blame other places.
And they think they know exactly where it came from.
Yeah, and we're not going to say names or anything,
Yeah.
but we're like, really? Like, I don't think that's true. I think there's a lot of hurricanes and stuff happens, these big natural disasters, and it probably blows up a lot of the stuff, like anything that floats. Right?
And the thing that about it is it's all plastics. Yeah. It's plastics and styrofoams and different type of foam products.
Yeah.
It's
Shoes,
interesting.
There's lots of like wedges and like,
but it's not like cans, like aluminum cans and glass bottles and stuff. It's none of that. It's literally plastics.
It's all it's a lot of
We spent about an
plastics.
hour cleaning up about 100 foot of beachfront with Gary.
We found a guy named Gary. And
Gary was cool.
We went to like the far side of Utila, which is like pretty much uninhabited. There's like a few homes along the coast on the south side of the island, and all the rest, the north part, is all jungle, and only like 20% of the island has people living on it. So it's pretty wild. And we were walking along and just like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. But like, I had a hard time focusing on the beauty because of the trash. Then Gary pops up, which was amazing because the day before we'd spent some time filling up a bag of trash, and we kind of committed to every time we go to the beach, let's just do this. So we've been cleaning up trash. And Gary comes along. He's got a big tub, and he actually lives there. And he's like, yeah, I do this as often as I can. And we were like, this is awesome. So we were just like, we were chatting with him, and they were like, hey, can we help you fill up this bin? And he was like, yeah. So we spent like a good hour chatting with Gary, learning about him. And that never would have happened if we weren't being open and if we didn't want to contribute. And it just shows like you attract situations into your life because you think about them. You're creating new neural pathways in your brain. Every time you think a thought, you rewire a new connection, and you're able to connect with new moments, new experiences, because you think differently.
Yeah.
So
utilize skills that you have to make a difference. There's, we run into a lot of people like, I don't know what I would do. I don't feel like I have skills or anything like that. And I find that very interesting because personally, I don't feel like it takes a whole lot of skill to pick up some plastic off of the beach, like little caps, bottles, whatever, off the beach. It doesn't take much skill, like, you just kind of stoop down and put it into a box, put it into a bag, something like that. Take it to a place that will recycle it, and however you have access in the situation. It doesn't take a lot of skill. Yeah. Getting on Facebook Lives does not take a lot of skill. Most people are on Facebook anyway, and so they're just clicking away and scrolling through feeds and watching videos. If you're able to do that, you've got the skill to hit the button that says go live, maybe throw a little description on there, and maybe talk about your passion, your vision, what it is that you want to accomplish in life. And because whenever you start putting that out there and actually putting that in the universe, then that's what you're going to start to attract, believe it or not. Believe it or not, that is what you start to attract.
Yeah, and you'll start to find prosperity in those moments. Like, the richest moments I've ever had in my life are when I put myself out there. And if you can keep putting yourself out there repeatedly and stepping outside of your comfort zone, prosperity will come to you. You will attract it, and it'll be of all different kinds. It's not going to just be this. It's going to be all different kinds of prosperity. And I think that the most prosperous thing is to have a warm heart. It's to feel good about what you're doing versus, being like, I haven't really done much lately, or just sitting there thinking like, I haven't really done anything.
Yeah, and then that has to do with being resourceful too, because you're like, oh, I haven't done anything because I just don't know whatever it would be that I would do.
Yeah.
But if you're resourceful and you realize, oh my gosh, my phone has enough power in it to launch a space shuttle to space. Like, why don't you use the technology that's in your hand that you're using to play, like, Farmville or maybe Angry Birds or Flappy Bird or something like that on, and like do something where you're just talking with people. Like, what is if you were to have passion about something, there's other people who are going to have passion about that as well. Mm-hmm. And if you think about what would be their biggest problem and you start to provide a solution to that, guess how powerful that is. That is extremely powerful, because now you're being resourceful. You're using your own passion, your own ideas to get in front of people that are probably already in your life anyway. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. Because of what you're doing, Facebook's going to start putting you in front of more people who are in line with that, because that's how Facebook's algorithm happens. It's all about social networking. It's all about being sociable. And if you're, if you're the type who wants to build something like that, guess what? You can.
Yeah.
You have the resources in your hand. You're watching this right now.
Darn tootin'. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, okay.
I love it too, Robert.
Thank you, Robert.
Hey,
Thanks
Robert
to everybody
Benefit.
else. Robert Bennett, what's shaking bacon? Yeah, not brain surgery. Ed says, Nadia says it gets easier the more you do it, and that you are right, spot on, sister. You have to be open. Yeah. Hey, Robin, what's shaking? We got all the buttes on tonight.
Got people from all over the world.
I saw Val said something great up here too. I don't know where she went. Maybe she's over there. Anyways, yeah. So an example of how easy this is. You've been through something. Everybody's been through something. You've defeated things. Well, everybody. Everybody's been through something in their life. We all have a story. You can utilize your story to share and to benefit others. You've learned something along the way that you can definitely share with people. And that's where, if you really wanted to be a digital nomad, or even to start a business, be prosperous in your life, all you gotta do is start sharing. Start sharing your knowledge. Start sharing what you've been through. And where you've been can be your fuel to where you're going.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to keep holding you back. And you sit there and you dwell on it and think, oh, this stuff happened to me. Who cares? Stuff's happened to all of us. Move forward. Start just sharing your beautiful heart and soul with people, and things will start happening. You'll start connecting on a more beautiful, profound level with others. And that is prosperous.
Yeah.
That's prosperous. The human connection, what's going on between all of us.
Yeah.
You're here for a reason. It's because you want to feel something. You want to feel amazing.
Yeah, you're wanting to change.
Yeah.
You're not wanting anymore to let life happen to you. Rather, stop waiting for things to happen. Go out and make them happen. That is on the wall. We didn't put that there.
We just showed up here and it was on the wall.
Exactly. What else was in here? John Maxwell's book that was on the coffee table in Spanish about the 21 irrefutable laws. Oh my gosh.
Hey, John C. Maxwell.
Yeah. So if that isn't a sign that we weren't supposed to stay here because we were, this is a great freaking place to be. Oh my gosh, the vibration in here is so amazing. Beautiful photography on the walls. There's this badass globe that he has in here with all these pins.
All these places he's been.
I don't know if the white ones he's been there and the black ones he wants to go to or what, but yeah, we're going to talk with him, the host David. So we're super excited about that.
Yeah.
But
and we saw a rainbow today. We saw a really beautiful rainbow. Our view's really neat. I wonder if they can see it or if it's too cloudy, but the skyline here, usually you look out and the skyline's kind of flat. The skyline here is like big mountains, and all you can see is lights, like Christmas lights all over the mountains. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, things line up. Things line up for you. You put the thought out there, and the thought brings you gifts of love.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Prosperity.
And it's the thing about it, it's what you do with those gifts that's going to make a difference in other people's lives, that's going to make a difference in the world around you, that's going to make a difference in our earth. You know, it's a moving, breathing organism, like, you know, matter's neither created nor destroyed sort of thing. And I mean, and it's amazing to see how you can harness the energy that's here within you, that's here within your presence, and be able to harness that and focus that energy on something that's bigger than you. Focus it on a problem that you have passion for. Focus it on something that what you do will make a difference. Because regardless of how small it is, it's going to make a difference. And it's like the butterfly effect. It's like those little ripples end up, you know, making the biggest storm sort of thing.
Yeah. And be committed to your vision. That's huge. Once you have that thought and that idea and you're like, man, I gotta do this. Like, I remember the moment I was like, I gotta be an entrepreneur. Like, I remember that as clear as a bell. It was just like it spoke to me. And I was like, I have got to commit myself to this. And as soon as that thought was in my head, it was like things just kept showing up. Like the personal development showed up so that I could become better, you know, so I could start forging a better path. I got myself out of drugs and alcohol abuse and, you know, food addictions and all of this stuff. I got myself out of a terrible relationship as soon as I committed to going forward instead of staying stuck.
So real quick, to interrupt you for just a second, when you had the idea to become an entrepreneur, did you know what you needed to do to make that happen? Did you know how to build a blog? Did you know how to put together a website? Did you know how to market yourself?
No.
Did you have to learn new skills?
Hell yeah, I did.
Were you a hairdresser before becoming an entrepreneur?
I did hair for years.
And I was a firefighter. So that just goes to show, if you have the idea that you want to do something, the freaking more badass it is that you apply everything it is that you don't know so that you can know. That's where, because we have these minds, you know, and it is up to each and every one of us to we've got these minds, and we have all of this knowledge within us, even though you may not have the right combination of words or the right combination of what to do in what order. It doesn't matter, because you have a mind and you're able to reason and you're able to think freely. You know in yourself that you're able to learn the things because you already understand language. You're watching this right now. You're hearing this right now. And you're understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth. You had to learn that language at some point. Guess what? There's no new language that you're going to learn. It's just all new concepts with where the words are just rearranged in a certain order. And you're going to have light bulb moments, I guarantee you, because I have light bulb moments all the time, and it's freaking huge.
Yeah. One thing I do want to add about the language thing. When I started personal development, I didn't have a very big vocabulary, actually. So I did learn a whole bunch of new words and a bunch
it's
of
part
new,
of growing.
And like you were saying, new concepts, and I'm able to describe how I'm feeling in a better way instead of pointing fingers and blaming people. I've been able to turn that around and understand myself more. And that's powerful. As soon as you can understand yourself more, you're more mindful of how you come across. You're more mindful of how you treat others.
Yeah.
Whether that is a spouse, whether that's your friends, your family members, people that you work with, or business partners. You treat people better the more that you understand yourself and the more that you can articulate yourself. Because, and there's prosperity in that too. There's a lot of prosperity. There's a lot of good fortune in being able to understand yourself. I just want to see, people are singing songs right now. We've got signs everywhere, signs. Yeah,
That's
we've
awesome,
got
Ed.
I feel good. Awesome. Nadia says your emotions affect your DNA, and your DNA affects your reality, which is the world. And yes, please send me a link. That would be really cool. I love learning about that stuff. We're doing a personal development course right now that talks about rewiring the brain and neural pathways and all kinds of stuff. I want to say hey to James, who just jumped on also.
Welcome, brother.
What's shaking, everybody? Nice to see ya.
So the more that you are you,
Yeah.
whenever you start this journey, the more that you are authentic. Don't act. I think that's probably the most important thing. We run into quite a few people and they're all like, oh my gosh, what sort of personality do I need to be? How about this? Be your own self. Be you, because people are going to resonate with you on such a crazy level that you have no idea. If you think about how many people are in the world, how many people are on social media, Facebook being the #1 most active social media platform available, with about 1.9 billion active users each month. That's an active user is someone who is logged into their Facebook account at least one time in a calendar month. So think about that. The more that you put out, the more consistency, the more people that are going to follow you, and the more people that are going to resonate with your story and whatever it is that you're building, whatever it is that your passion is, your vision. They're going to resonate. There's so many people who vibrate on that same level, and regardless of how far along in your journey, there's always someone who's looking up to someone else who's a real person, who's, had the job, who's gone through the grind, who has made a decision in their life that, you know what, I'm going to stand my ground and do whatever it is that I have to do to make this happen, because I realize that there's more out there in this world to experience. And guess what? You could totally do that.
Hell yeah.
You totally could.
Yeah.
And it's once you do take that leap, the way that it feels really cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely really, really cool.
Yeah.
The silent followers that Robin just talked about. Absolutely. Yeah. People will follow you for years before they even, send you a message, before they even comment, before they even thumbs up anything. Yeah. They'll follow you for months, then they'll reach out to you one day and say, you know what, I've been following your content. What you've been talking about has really hit a note in my life, and because of what you've been doing, I've made changes in my life to learn, to grow, and to prosper. Yeah. And it's all because they resonated with you on a human level. They resonate with you because you're a real person.
Yep.
So be a real person. Be you.
Yep. Yeah, there's prosperity in every single situation you go through. There's always a bright shining light that's to be found from a really crap situation. No matter how low you feel like you are, there's something out there. The reason, look, listen to this. I love this. The reason that you come across these hard things, like the universe doesn't dish you crap because it thinks you can't handle it. The universe dishes you crap because the universe is like, hey, once you deal with this, you deserve to have this.
You're worthy.
That's how I got this guy.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Smashing skulls here live.
And if you can deal with a head smash, no. But yeah, the universe would not deal you crap if you couldn't handle it. And Dr. Joe Dispenza was talking. Oh my God, I love him. He was talking about this changed my life forever. He said that to get to the next level, you have got to deal with this level, and on every level, there's another devil. So once you get to the next level, there's going to be some crappy stuff there too, or something that's hard or challenging. And you have to learn a new skill. You have to learn a new mindset. You have to evolve in some way to keep evolving. And you have to keep pushing your vision, keep being so committed to your vision to get better and better and better. And as you get better, you keep evolving the vision. The vision doesn't just stop. It's like, okay, I lost all this weight, or okay, I made all this money, and then you get there, you would just fall back into old habits if you don't step it up and keep getting better and keep making that vision bigger and stronger. So you gotta always keep stepping it up, stepping it up, stepping it up, and you'll find your most beautiful, most prosperous moments even in the pain if you can allow yourself to use that as your fuel.
Yeah. What's interesting about that is as you're being dished these new challenges, it's going to feel like, and this happened to me personally, it's going to feel like I can never get ahead in what I'm doing. The reason for that is because you just got to the next level in whatever it was that you were doing, and then all of a sudden the universe says, boom, you got to the next level, here's your next test. Here's your next test. It just keeps on handing it to you. Boom, dish it out, dish it out. And so what I like doing now is as I learn, as I grow, as I apply all of this, as I continue to prosper and grow and grow and grow, I look at these new challenges as they come up, and I'm just all like, yeah, thank you, universe, for dishing it out again. Yeah. So what are we going to do on this next puzzle? And that's part of the adventure. That's part of the fun. Look at it as fun. Don't look at it as like, okay, so I made the decision. I had this idea to, become an entrepreneur and to do whatever it is that whatever it is that your passion is. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. Whatever your passion is, it does matter. It does matter. Most. But what I say is, whatever your niche, whatever your passion, whatever your vision, whenever that moment happens that you have the idea, oh my gosh, maybe I should become an entrepreneur, don't quit your job. One, don't quit your job because you're not to that level. The universe hasn't dished that out to you yet. You quit your job. Okay, so you
quit your damn job whenever you want.
Yeah, that lights fire under your ass.
Yeah, I had a huge fire lit under my ass when I prematurely quit my job. And guess what? That was part of my journey. If I hadn't quit my job and messed things up even more in my crappy relationship, I wouldn't have left the relationship. I probably would have stayed stagnant because I would have still been making decent money and I hadn't ruffled his feathers and there hadn't been feuding and more drugs happening than ever before, and all this crap wouldn't have, the extra crap that came from something that was already like mediocre and dissatisfying and crappy wouldn't have been even more crappy and wouldn't have pushed me so hard to change my life. So you do what you got to do. There is no right or wrong path. You have to decide that on your own.
Yeah, for sure. So when you have the idea to become an entrepreneur, guess what? The universe is dishing out, okay, it's time to start growing, it's time to start learning. So then you start thinking, okay, well, I have this idea, I don't even know where to go with this. That's when you jump on an adventure call and we start breaking things down. We start talking about, okay, what's your idea? Okay, so you may not have an idea, but you might have an idea, but you might be like, well, I don't even know how I would make money with that. Don't even freaking worry about that. There are so many different ways to actually earn money, and especially in the online space, infinite. And that's where collaborating and just like, and allowing other people who are in the space to be able to say, that is a cool idea. Here's some ideas to just get the sparks flying. And so after the sparks and the juices start flowing and all of that, okay, so where's a step-by-step approach that you can take so that you can be successful by starting and building something in the evenings, whenever you're off of your work or on your lunch break. I saw your happy. Erie's up there.
She's on her lunch break, and guess what Erie's doing? She's grinding it out. She's learning something new. She's infusing her brain with something new because she is making a difference in her life. Robin is not going to quit being a mom, and that's been her job. But guess what? Robin's building a business while she's a mom. That's badass, Robin. And then we've got Ed. Ed loves puzzles. Life's challenges are great because you don't know what's next around the corner, bruh. I love how you speak. You're hilarious.
For real.
J.O.B., I'm quitting just over broke. Bruda. Yeah. Boom.
That's nice.
No, it's true, though.
Yeah.
You got to take control of your life. And if you feel like becoming an entrepreneur would give you more control, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And just because we talk about being a digital nomad and traveling and having the no strings attached and that whole thing and being able to float wherever we want, that doesn't mean that you have to do that. Stay in your house, stay in your condo, stay in your flat, stay in your apartment.
Or get a badass house wherever you want it to be.
Exactly. But the point being is that you can be wherever you want to be. You don't have to go freaking travel all over the world like us. Like, be in your happy zone with your family, with your kids, with your lover, your spouse, your adventure partner, whatever the hell you want, wherever the hell you want. It doesn't matter. And that's where kind of the term digital nomad gets kind of skewed, because people think, oh, I'm a digital nomad, I have to travel constantly. No, absolutely not. That just means that you don't have a freaking job that you have to go to. You're taking control of your life. You're doing what you want to do. You do what you love. You've got passion. You've got vision. You have an idea that you took action on, and you're doing it for yourself, for your family, and for your audience who needs you. All in one breath.
I was going to say something, but I feel like we could just wrap it up.
Be prosperous.
Be prosperous. Being prosperous comes in many forms. Many forms.
Yeah.
Whether that is having the cha-chang, whether that is having more time so that you can paint, so that you can go swimming, so that you can be with your friends and family, so you can be with your lover, so you can go lay in a hammock, It's all about creating a life you never have to take vacation from.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter where you're at. If you want to travel the world, cool. If you don't want to, like Brian said, cool. You can do whatever you want. Being prosperous comes from your mind, comes from your heart. Whatever it is that you want to do, you make and define your definition of being prosperous. So
everybody's definition is different.
Yep.
Absolutely different. You can't compare yourself to someone else because let's say you were to ask an entrepreneur, hey, so in your particular business, how much do you make per year? What does that even matter? That's not your business.
No business.
It's not your business at all, because guess what? If you compare yourself to them and their idea of being prosperous isn't your idea, and then you potentially could be selling yourself short and be like, oh, well, he said he's prosperous. He makes $1,000 a month. How do you live on $12,000 a year? Well, you know what? That's happiness for that dude, and that's prosperity for that dude or that chick. And maybe your prosperity is making $100,000 a month, $1.2 million a year. I mean, where's your prosperity? So don't, just because someone else's prosperity is a certain level, don't think that's where your level's at, because we all have to set our own level of where prosperity is in our lives.
Yeah, write your own script. Write your own script. Blaze your own trail. Make your own puzzle.
Trailblazer.
Boom shakalaka. If you guys have more questions, send us a private message. We're happy to chat with you,
Yeah.
help you figure out what it is that you need to blaze a trail. Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely. And guess what? We have the online workshop up. It's running. There's been tons of people jumping in there, tons of people getting tons of value.
Click
and it's in the post.
Yep.
It says online workshop and then the link to access the registration page.
Yep.
So this online workshop is basically just to get your juices flowing. That's all it is.
Get the
all it
juices
is.
flowing.
You have an idea. You have no idea where to take it. How do websites make you money is essentially how it all works. It's going to break down just kind of the thought process of, okay, I have this idea. I don't know where to take it.
Yeah.
It's super, super informative. We've had quite a few people messaging us, calling us up,
Yeah.
like leaving us voice messages and all sorts of stuff saying that, oh my gosh, I've been an entrepreneur for, X amount of years, X amount of months or whatever. And the way that you guys are showing us how websites work to make you money and all that. It's been groundbreaking for people who have been in the business for months, years, long time, who have been working their business and they're like, oh my gosh, I never thought of it that way.
So be open.
Be open. Go into it with a clear mind. Go into it with a legal pad, with a fresh legal pad, because you might be taking all the pages. Have a couple spare pens with you, or if you like doing the digital thing, go ahead and just type on the laptop. Me personally, if I took notes for the whole thing, I probably wouldn't be able to read the notes, and so I would type notes. That's what I do.
Okay, so check it out. It's a cool workshop, super fun, and it'll be super enlightening for the possibilities that you could do. So anyways, if you guys want daily inspiration, check out our page, Be Adventure Partners. Like it, share it, click it to see first. And I want to thank everybody who's been on tonight, who's been sharing, thumbs up in, hearting, leaving really cool messages. We absolutely love you guys and appreciate you.
Yeah.
And until next time, friends.
Adventure on.
Adventure on.
Have a good night, day, whatever time it is.
Lots of love.
See ya.
Bye.